Hello, JCC schools. So I am going to read you guys a book every year on Egg Day, which was last week. Eggco comes and we read you guys a book and we do an activity. So this year we obviously didn't get the chance to do that, but I am going to read you a book today, and hopefully your teachers are able to share it with you. So this book is called How Did That Get in My Lunchbox? The Story of Food. And it is by Chris Butterworth. One of the best parts of the day is when you lift the lid of your lunchbox to see what's inside. Your parents have packed it with lots of tasty things to eat. They probably got all the food from a grocery store, but food doesn't grow in stores. So where did it come from before it was in the store? Just how did all this food get into your lunchbox? Jacob, turn that off. How did the bread in your sandwich get into your lunchbox? So a farmer planted seeds in the spring, and by summer they'd grown into tall, waving wheat with fat, ripe grains at the tip of every stalk. The farmer cut the wheat with a giant combine harvester and then sent it to the flour mill. The miller ground the grains into flour, and the trucks took the flour to the bakery. The bakery mixed the flour with the sugar and yeast, kneaded it into soft, squishy dough, and baked it in a hot oven. Out came fresh loaves of bread, ready to send to the store. Take a bite of the bread in your sandwich. Crusty on the outside and soft in the middle. How did the cheese in your sandwich get in your lunchbox? Your cheese was once milk that came from a cow. A farmer milked the cows, and a tanker from the dairy came to collect the milk. 1. In the dairy, cheesemakers warmed up the milk. 2. And added bacteria to make it turn sour and thick. 3. Then they added a substance that animals use to digest milk called rennet. 4. And it changed again into bits of curds and floating whey. 5. They drained off the whey, chopped up the rubbery curds, added some salt, and pressed them into blocks. 6. They stored the blocks for months until the cheese was ripe. Bite into your cheese. It's creamy and smooth, but tasty too, and tingly on your tongue. How did your tomatoes get in your lunchbox? So last summer, your tomatoes were growing in a big plastic tunnel full of tomato plants. The sun and the warmth made the plants grow tall and bloom with yellow flowers. As each flower died, a tiny green tomato fruit began to grow from the middle. Day by day, the plants sucked up water, and the tomatoes swelled from green to orange to red. When bunches of ripe scarlet tomatoes dangled from the branches, the grower picked them, then sorted them, then packed them, and then sent them to the store. Pop one in your mouth and squish the sweet, sour juice out. How did your apple juice get in your lunchbox? Last spring, the apple trees in the orchard were full of flowers. In summer, tiny apple buds grew from each flower stalk. The buds kept growing, and by autumn, the trees were full of ripe, sweet fruit. Pickers climbed into the trees and filled their bins with fruit. A truck took the bins to a juice factory where the sorters threw out the rotten apples. Then a machine washed the rest and mashed them in a milling machine, seed, skins, and all. A huge press then squeezed the mash till all the juice ran out, and then a heater warmed up the juice to kill off any germs and poured it into cartons. Suck hard on your straw to taste the apple tang. How did your carrots get in your lunchbox? Last spring, your carrots were growing in a field on a vegetable farm. You wouldn't have seen any carrots then just long rows of feathery leaves. And as the leaves grew taller in the summer, each carrot root pushed deeper into the earth, soaking up water and turning orange. By late summer, they had swelled so much that the top of each carrot poked out of the earth. Then, the pickers pulled them and the carrots were washed and packed into trucks. And now you can bite into your sweet carrot and see how crunchy it tastes. How did the chocolate chip in your cookie get into your lunchbox? Cookies are made from flour, sugar, and butter, and this one's got chocolate chips in it. Chocolate starts off as a bean. Well, lots of beans which grow on pods on a cocoa tree. The pods are picked from the tree, then they're cut open and the beans are scooped out. These beans are spread out and left to dry in the sun. The dried beans are then taken to a factory, sometimes on the other side of the world, and in the factory they're cleaned, then they're roasted, and then they're ground into a thick, sticky paste. Sugar's mixed in so the paste gets sweeter, but it's still gritty, so it's squeezed, stirred, melted, and cooled to make it really smooth, and it takes a lot of work to make chocolate. Finally, the chocolate is molded into blocks. And these are made into the little chocolate chips that melt in your mouth all over again. How did your clementine get into your lunchbox? That's like one of those little tiny oranges that are easy to peel. See that? Early in the summer, the trees in the clementine grove were full of sweet-smelling, waxy flowers. As the flowers died, a tiny green clementine berry began to grow out of each one. The clementines swelled in the warm sun, turning from green to yellow. By the time cooler winter weather arrived, the clementines had turned orange, and they were heavy and full of juice that had made the branches droop. Pickers climbed ladders to reach them. They had to wear gloves so they didn't bruise the tender fruit inside the skin. They washed them and packed them, and the growers sent the boxes in trucks to the market. It's easy to peel a clementine. All you have to do is pop the juicy pieces into your mouth and bite. Most clementines are even seedless. You've eaten it all, from the first bite of bread to the last piece of fruit. It came from fields and farms, from orchards, from groves, and from dairies. So many people helped to bring it to you: farmers and bakers, cheese and chocolate makers, pickers, packers, and truck drivers. Now it's all in your stomach, starting to do the job that food does. It helps you to grow taller and stronger, and it gives you some get up and go. You need more than lunch to make you grow and keep you healthy. Every day you need to choose food from each of the sections of this plate. Most of your food should come from the fruits and vegetables and carbohydrates section. Carbohydrates are the foods that fill you up fast and give you the energy to keep going. They're breads and pastas. Fruits and vegetables, your body needs lots of these to keep you healthy. Protein, these are the bodybuilders. These help you to grow those extra inches, and these foods are just as important as carbs and vegetables, but your body just doesn't need as much of them. Dairy, these are the bone builders. They also help you grow strong teeth. And then there's the little stuff that you eat for a treat, and just a little of these is enough. Fun facts. Your body is made mostly of water, so you need at least 6 drinks a day to keep yourself topped off. Most of these drinks should be water, not soda, which has lots of sugar in it. Your body is growing all the time, even when you are asleep. So remember, don't skip breakfast. It gets your body through the day. Too much sitting around won't keep your body healthy. It doesn't matter whether you chase the ball, your dog, or your friends, but you need to spend about an hour a day on the move. It's good to eat 5 different kinds of fruits and vegetables every day. So why not try a new one this week? The end. I hope you guys liked your book. Have a great day.